Hello, everybody, and welcome into the BTN Student U Field Hockey pregame show. I'm Josh Eastern, joined by Zain Pyarali. The Hoosiers opening up a two-game weekend set against Stanford and St. Francis right on this field this weekend. Hoosiers come in 1-3, but that may not be very representative of how good they played so far.
No, they played very well so far. It started off in the first game of the season right here on their home turf. A 2-1 loss to Louisville, very tough loss. Louisville, nationally ranked team, and they played them all the way down to the final seconds of the game. Louisville scored off a penalty corner in the 70th minute to win that game 2-1, bounced back with a 2-0 win against Ball State, and then this past weekend, a tough overtime loss against Villanova, and then a tough 2-0 loss against Drexel. All very good teams, and Amanda Janney, she likes to schedule these tough opponents early on in the year. Is no different with Stanford this weekend, but she likes the way that her team's been playing so far.
Yeah, we're excited to be back at home. We've been playing good hockey, and the 4 games we've learned different things in each game and gotten better every game. So we're really looking to put it all together on our home field in front of our crowd and really get some good games in this weekend.
It's really important this weekend to fix what happened last weekend, especially against a great team, Stanford and St. Francis, of course. We just really need to work on what wasn't working last weekend because throughout Big Tens, whatever mistakes that we make, a goal is going to be scored on whatever mistake we make. So everybody in the Big Ten's great, so we just need to really figure it out.
So Friday's game will be against the Stanford Cardinal right here at 3 o'clock on BTN+. You'll be on the call, and they just got their first win Thursday against Ohio. What'd you learn from the Stanford Cardinal?
Well, I learned that this team is really good. They started off 0-3, but they also played 3 very tough opponents. They played the reigning national champion UConn Huskies to start off the season. They played Northwestern, a top 25 team, lost in overtime, and then they played Syracuse, another top 25 team, lost in double overtime. So not really doing any favors there with the scheduling. But then coming into today, Corinne Zanoli, their leading scorer from last year, did not find the stats sheet in terms of goals so far this year, put up a 5 spot on Thursday in their 8-1 win against Ohio. She is definitely someone I'm looking out for in this game against Indiana, as I think she's got to get going. I was waiting for her to get going. It seems like she got going against Ohio. The only concern that I have for Stanford is that they just played a game on Thursday. Now it's a really quick turnaround, less than 24 hours before they're back here at IU playing another game. So we'll see if any fatigue sets in for the Cardinal, but it'll be a very tough task for this Indiana team to pull out a win.
Last time we went out there, we felt like we scored on them. We had a great opportunity to beat them. And to me, they're known as a really smart passing team, that they're not flashy, but they have really unselfish players. And they're well coached by a national team player and her husband, who both played on the national team. So we know they play a really smart game of hockey. And they're dynamic, they move well. So it's really going to be a good challenge for us. But I think we're hoping if we can step up and play our game, and we should get a big win on Friday.
Indiana will be looking to get their second win of the season when they face off against Stanford here Friday. What's the key for the Hoosiers to get the win?
Well, the key starts on the back line. They have a very experienced back line, Indiana does, with 3 seniors in the back. You don't really get there. 2 seniors and 1 junior, I should say. But overall, just a bunch of experience from this team. But then looking up at the forwards, I'm looking at Haley Couch. She's a true freshman coming in this year, and she's really made an impact. In the Louisville game, she had a beautiful play where she did not give up on the ball. She forced a turnover, and it led to a goal for Indiana. So she's been really big for this team, creating opportunities. And then I'm also looking at Sierra Girard. She's the leading goal scorer from last year that was remaining. Obviously, Maddie Latino is gone this year, who was the leading scorer from last year, but Sierra Girard is here, and she's gotten a lot of opportunities, a lot of shots on goal. She just hasn't been able to find the back of the cage so far, but she's building confidence every day. Haley Couch has been good. Sierra Girard's been good. I'm looking forward to this team coming out here on Friday against Stanford.
So it'll be Stanford on Friday. It'll be St. Francis on Sunday. Should be a fun weekend of field hockey. Might be a little wet on Friday, but they aren't afraid of the rain.
That's okay. They actually prefer the turf a little bit wet. It's a water-based AstroTurf already.
All right.
And so if it rains, it makes the gameplay faster. So they don't mind that. As long as it's not torrential downpour and thunderstorms, I think everything will be okay.
So it could be some intense field hockey out here with the rain, but should be a fun weekend. That's going to do it for the show. For Zan, I'm Josh. We'll see you out here at the field hockey field.